All right. So we have former President Obama. I believe he was in Pittsburgh, and he was basically, advocating for Kamala Harris because he's his family's endorsing her, and talking about when he was running for president and the support that he had. But what was really, I won't say a controversy. I guess you can't say that, but I think personally it was more like, okay, well, the criticism he was just saying that for black men, right? Black men need to show a lot of support for Kamala Harris as she's running for president when he used to run back in 2008 and 2012 against John McCain and Mitt Romney. He noticed that it was a big, huge discrepancy as far as the lack of support from black men. Now I know some people like black men that are actually voting for Kamala Harris, and there's nothing wrong with that. But he's just saying overall, a lot of them either are indecisive or just not going to vote at all, and they're not voting for her for Vice President Kamala Harris. Now they say Obama made a surprise stop at a Pittsburgh campaign field office ahead of a rally in the city, where his party has been working hard to make gains in a race where polls showed a razor-thin race between Harris and former President Donald Trump. It's pretty close in some of these polls. Shows the recent poll showed Trump has made inroads with black male voters. Obama, the first black president, said he wants to speak to some truth about that. All right. Um, Okay, so he said, my understanding based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. He said, that lack of enthusiasm for Harris, he says, seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. He tried to voters who were voting for Trump and not casting a vote at all, and you are thinking about sitting out. He said, part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. You got some men that's misogynistic. I'm not speaking for all black men. I think too it could be just that some people just don't want to, overall they just don't want to be involved into the system because they believe like, okay, well, they just gonna select whoever they want to select. My vote doesn't matter. My vote doesn't count. Talk to some of my people about that, and I'm looking like you still the research and things that our ancestors went through just to have the rights to able to vote. It's when you have it's your constitutional right. What I'm trying to get at. Even in the '60s, man. I mean, they had to do that grandfather clause. That's the financially destroyed a lot of low income families. Used to have to pay a tax just to go and vote. It was ridiculous, man. You had to take some type of literacy test back then as far as African Americans. I mean, women couldn't vote until the 1920s, just for like white women. That's when they had the women's suffrage movement. And we look at this too, like, African Americans, like, we couldn't vote until like what, late 1960s, 1967, somewhere around there in the 70s. But we had a hard time doing that. And now that we have a voice in government, I think we should still continue to, be a part and vote for local elections, presidential elections. I mean, yes, in the presidential elections, they do go by the electoral college. You got whoever has 270 or more will win. But I still think that we can make an impact for this country if you vote, for the system. That's just me. That's just how I feel. And but I'm gonna go ahead and move a little bit forward here. It says part of it makes me think that, well, we just aren't feeling the idea. Obama said women in our lives have been getting our backs this entire time. When we get in trouble and the system isn't working for us, this is when he's trying to be, transparent and relatable. They're the ones out there marching and protesting. He said, so he's addressing voters who are on the fence. He said the decision between Harris and former Trump should be clear. On the one hand, you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences. Adding that Harris, who is a black and Asian American, is focused on policy that will benefit black communities such as affordable housing and healthcare. And on the other hand, you have someone who has consistently shown disregard not just for the communities, but for you as a person. Yeah, like I said, it's someone's personal choice. I think that the energy that Obama. I'm not mad that former President Obama came out and said about these things. I mean, you got politicians that talk, to the black community too, trying to get the black vote as well. I mean, they do this, but I think this was more like a assertive, like, discussion, heartfelt discussion. Like, hey, we need to go ahead and like support. I mean, we got like less than a month left. It's not because she's a woman and she's black, but the fact that is that, I think he was coming out of, hey, go ahead and support her. She's gonna be the right person for to run the country. compared to Trump, and at the end of the day, and she believed that, like, hey, she has a clean record, she has, these policies going on, she got good people around her, and I think too, like, some white men don't want to vote for her because they looking into the policies. Some people also look into her tax policies. If she's strong into the immigration border, there's a lot of these things, that's shape a lot of people's ideologies. I mean, at one point, African Americans, we were, predominantly Republican, voted for the Republican Party. Democratic Socialists, they were the ones that actually uh, were involved in the slavery thing, that happened in America, right? So when we really made that switch, people can argue with the Lyndon B. Johnson in the 1960s and during the Vietnam era, then the feminist movement, and it's this is a lot, man. That went on during those particular times, and then that's when the government housing started coming, Section 8 and welfare, and they started rewarding single women in broken homes. Um, if the father's not present, women was able to be more independent and be like, hey, I can take care of a family of my own without having a man. And so that kind of like really kind of destroyed like a man's structure in a way and role in society. And I think too, looking at that, since we got all the, social media and we got a lot of information, you got people that kind of, a lot of black men that are being turned off from that, and that's what I'm thinking too. I don't think, and like I said, you got some think that all because she's a woman she shouldn't be in a position of leadership. It could be misogynistic like that, but it's just a lot of things, man. But it is what it is. I mean, it's just something that a politician would do, just go ahead and just like, support and advocate for the person that they are endorsing so they can get in office, man. So, but overall, just pray that we have someone that can turn this country around, in a way. We all live in peace, regardless if you're black, white, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. Like, we all living here, we all gonna die one day. But while we still living, have breath in our lives, can we reach the American dream? Can we have affordable housing? Can we have ability to take care of our children, enjoy our careers and our jobs, make money, and live happy? That's gonna be the peaceful thing, man. Without government interference at times. So, but I just think this was an interesting, um, just an interesting action from President Obama. You guys tell me what y'all think, man. Like I said, keep it respectful, please. Just my personal opinion. I don't think there's anything wrong, but I just feel like he did come in pretty assertive. Like if you look at the video, it's just some black man was just listening to him and everything. So, but I remember when he was running in 2008. Like I was too young, but I was really happy. I mean, that was just amazing. Like you have African American coming in, and he made. I know he's biracial, but like he made president. That's amazing. And I voted him for the second time. And I remember I was jumping up and down. I was happy when he defeated Mitt Romney. But yeah, but yeah, man. But y'all like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Y'all tell me what y'all thoughts here. I love you guys, man. Please support the video. I love y'all. Until next time, I'm out. Deuces.